the two sisters were wonderful, wonderful ladies in Muscatine. And they did tell about the wonderful things that their brother had done and how much their mother loved her son, Norman Baker. And I got to see Norman Baker very frequently because his sisters would take me up there. As I grew older and I would go out with my husband to various places, and they would say, Muscatine, Iowa, isn't there where that Norman Baker lived? Yes, it was. Yes, it was, definitely. So Norman Baker's name, I'm sure, was well known. And here I am with a purple suit on. And, you know, he would wear a purple suit sometime. Norman Baker in his purple suit. You know, as the children grew up in Muscatine, they all recognized who Norman Baker was, because I took my children to visit that place one time, and we were on the radio, and they thought it was wonderful. And it was wonderful. Children had never seen a radio station before. And there was one fellow that I don't recall his name. He was a comedian up there, I thought. And the children just thought that was wonderful. I did visit the hospital. To me, it looked like a real hospital. And we did have real doctors that were there. They just weren't people that put on a uniform of some kind and pretended to be a doctor. They were doctors. And there were some good things that came out of that hospital. But, you know, you would walk down 2nd Street and you would see somebody bandaged up. And I remember my mother and my father both said, I do not want you drinking out of a drinking fountain in Muscatine anymore. And I said, why not? He said, because the people that have cancer, they also needed a drink maybe, and they went there. So I'm just asking you not to use the drinking fountain in Muscatine. So that I did. And that was one of the things that I remember. We should be proud of what Norman Baker did in Muscatine. Some people thought this was all baloney, you know, and that was their opinion. But when it came right down, Norman Baker did a lot for Muscatine.